My name is Alex Martin, and on the 7th morning of my daughter's coma, I realized how thin hope can be. The clock on the peeling hospital issue wall read 12:32 p.m. Its red digits pulsing like a heartbeat, still waiting to rekindle. My little girl's, my daughter, 9-year-old Amara, lay motionless under a canopy of tubes and wires that tethered her fragile body to the machines humming softly around her bed. Even the steady beeps felt heartless, routine, mechanical, and unfeeling. 7 days ago, between bites of toast and giggles over a cartoon she dearly loved, Amara collapsed while tying her shoelace. One moment, she was chattering about the new lunar phase gracing our night sky. The next, she was slipping away in acute cerebral shutdown, the doctors called it, as if it were a weather event to be predicted but never prevented. I sat by her side, my calloused construction workers, hands dwarfed by her tiny limp fingers. I'd built bridges and foundations in my career, but nothing felt as heavy as watching life leak from my daughter's lungs. I still remember the day she was born, how her tiny fist gripped my thumb as though anchoring me to something greater than myself. Now, that anchor lay still beneath a pink blanket dotted with cartoon stars. All the specialists had come and gone out, neurologists flown in on private jets, robotic monitors whispering data I could neither read nor interpret. They all shook their heads beneath scrubs and clipped accents. She may wake, one murmured. She may not, another conceded. Then the room fell silent, except for the steady hum of respirators and the sterile scent of antiseptic. And so I stayed. Day and night, a vigil without end. I read her favorite stories aloud, tales of brave girls who flew on comet wings and whispered secrets to the moon. I played her lullabies on my phone, rewinding each shaky note until the hospital security guard tapped politely for the third time. I massaged lotion into her small, chapped feet, tracing each line of her sleeping face with the gentlest touch I could muster. Desperate fathers do desperate things, and I was willing to try them all. On that Thursday afternoon, day 8, of a nightmare, met Devin Langston. His name made headlines. Billionaire tech magnate, hospital owner, self-appointed savior of every cause he deigned to touch. When he swept into the ICU lobby, flanked by PR flaks and private security, his polished presence made my ragged jeans and worn sweatshirt stick out like food in a tuxedo. He approached me with the bored confidence of a man who thinks money can solve anything. "Mr. Martin," he said, extending a hand that glistened with diamond cufflinks. "I'm here to help," I bristled. "We have great doctors, we have machines, we have everything science can offer." Langston's smile was too smooth, except the one thing that matters, a miracle, and I can offer that at zero cost. He pressed a glossy brochure into my hand. Langston Neuro Revive Protocol, AI-guided diagnostics, stem cell therapies, cutting-edge nanomedicine, specialists flown in from around the globe. My heart lurched. "You can wake her." 5 words. "Mr. Martin, I can wake her up." He tapped the paper. "I stand by it. You just say yes." I thought of Amara's sunny laughter, her moon-obsessed eyes. Her small hand slipped in mine as I tucked her in at night. "What does it cost?" His laughter echoed in the hushed hallway. "Nothing, not to you. Let me demonstrate what money can do." I stared at that corrupt elegance and felt something crack inside me. I didn't need a miracle engineered in a lab. I needed my little girl home. But I could not bear to sell my soul on Langston's terms. I balled the brochure in my fist. "She's not a machine to be upgraded," I snapped. "She's my daughter." Langston shrugged. "Emotion makes you weak." Science. But he neither finished nor returned. Over the next 2 days, his machines blinked in vain at my daughter's bedside. His specialists departed quietly, and invoices stacked up like unanswered prayers. On Sunday, he stopped coming altogether. Then the whispers returned. Insurance, issues, next steps, long-term care. My world narrowed to this bed and this waiting. It was just past midnight when Nurse Torres tapped the glass. "Mr. Martin, there's a boy here. He says he wants to help." I rubbed my eyes. In the lobby, barefoot, no one's seen him before. My exhausted mind rebelled at absurdity, but something, maybe that sliver of hope left, pushed me to follow. In the dim corridor sat a child no older than 11, oversized hoodie frayed at the sleeves, scuffed jeans torn at the knees, feet bare against the linoleum. His skin was dark, his face smeared with the city's grime, but his eyes were astonishingly clear. When I neared, he stood and bowed with perfect politeness. "Are you Amara's father?" I swallowed. "Yes." "I can help her," he said, his voice quiet. It took all my strength not to laugh at the fairy tale nonsense. "She's been examined by the best doctors money can buy. Nothing works." He nodded. "Sometimes miracles aren't bought, sir. They come when someone small reminds us of big things." His certainty hit me like a hand to the chest. "Who are you?" He lifted a hand toward the ICU door. "Let me try. Just let me whisper 5 words." A bruise of fear and stubborn faith bloomed in me. He could be a troubled child or a hallucination bred of grief, yet in him I saw, didn't know what, so I nodded. Inside the ICU, he approached Amara's bed, his small hand hovering inches above her head. I sank onto the chair beside her, heart hammering. He whispered something I could not hear, 3 syllables, a vow. Then he turned to me. "Her why you stayed." My voice trembled as I spoke what I'd buried in silence for too long. Amara, I'm sorry I missed you that morning. I was at work. I should have been here. I should have saved you. My tears fell onto her blanket. I love you so much. Come back to me. I looked up at the monitors. Nothing changed. And then, a single, unexpected blip, a soft flutter in the steady line, a tremor of beeps. Nurse Torres gasped. My breath caught. He had said it. 5 words. I love you. Come back. And for the first time in a week, hope came alive in the machines. Rhythm. When dawn broke, her tiny hand twitched. I did not chase away the nurses or the weeping doctors. I simply held her in a way that felt brand new, as if we'd both been reborn through that whispered magic. Later, alone in the hallway, I pressed a trembling hand against the blue line of security cameras. He was no sign he'd ever existed. Yet his 5 words would echo inside me forever. In that sterile corridor, a new story began. One of a father's love, a barefoot boy's faith, and the truth that some miracles cannot be invented. They must be remembered, and remembered. We shall, every night in lullabies, and every morning in the rise of hope, when science meets devotion, the dawn, after Isaiah's visit, brought no miracles in the corridors of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital only, the steady rhythm of ventilators, and the quiet shuffle of nurses on morning rounds. By 6 a.m., Dr. Priya Desai, the pediatric neurologist leading Amara's care, had already reviewed overnight vitals and assembled a small team at her huddle station. I arrived just as Dr. Desai was outlining a revised treatment plan. Gone was the allure of miracle cures and experimental machines. This was hard-nosed medicine. A taper on the high-dose steroids, replaced by a tailored combination of anticonvulsants to restore homeostasis in Amara's brain. Introduction of a neuroprotective agent shown in clinical trials to support neuronal recovery after prolonged coma. Physical therapy sessions to prevent atrophy and maintain circulation in her limbs. A sensory protocol involving recorded stories, familiar songs, and tactile objects, her favorite stuffed giraffe. A moon phase poster to engage her cortex and coax neural connections back online. Twice daily bedside conferences, in which I, her father, would learn how to deliver targeted stimulation, reading aloud, playing selected tracks on the hospital's music cart, soft lullabies and the old folk tune I once sang, and using scent markers, lavender, sachets, her favorite to rouse her senses. Dr. Desai looked up as I entered. Mr. Martin, the team and I believe combining optimized pharmacology with consistent, meaningful interaction gives her the best chance. We need your voice, your presence more than any machine. Are you ready? I swallowed twice, nodding. More than anything, every afternoon, after work site safety briefings and budget meetings, I rushed to the hospital's pediatric wing. The physical therapist, Ms. Ramos, guided me through range of motion exercises, gently flexing Amara's fingers, brushing her palm with a velvet cloth. The speech pathologist, Mr. Nguyen, taught me simple phrases to repeat. I love you. Wake up, sweet girl, and daddy's here. Each word, each gesture, formed a tiny spark in the dark. On the 4th day of this reality protocol, I stepped back to let Dr. Desai try a new EEG mapping and advanced technique called high-density electroencephalography. Dozens of sensors dotted Amara's scalp, wiring her to a 256-channel array. We watched together as a 3D brain model appeared on the screen, waves pulsing in patterns we'd never seen before. Look, Dr. Desai said, pointing to a flicker in the right temporal lobe. That's a new activity, slow, but it's there. She turned to me. Your presence, your voice, it's working at a neurological level. She's registering it. I blinked back, tears. So it's not magic. She offered a gentle smile. It's love on science. By the end of the week, progress became undeniable. It began with a small lift of her eyebrow when I sang her favorite folk tune. Then, one clear morning, the occupational therapist arrived to find her blinking at the sunlight with slivers of color in her